We're just gonna have some short videos for a couple days, I guess. Next on Epoch's checklist of genres that they needed to cover for the Super Cassette Vision was traditional games, and Shogi in particular. Shogi is a traditional Japanese board game that descended from the same root game as chess. There are two sides, players have an identical set of pieces, each piece has its own set of moves, and your goal is to take the king. The things that make Shogi stand out from other games in this family are how captured pieces can be placed back on the board on the capturing player's side, and how pieces can be promoted to have new moves once they get far enough across the board. Shogi Nyuumon basically means Introduction to Shogi, though it really doesn't do any introducing. You don't see where the pieces can move when you interact with them. There's no Shogi lessons or problems to guide new players. This is just a Shogi game. The best you get are a few options for handicaps at the start. You choose which player, you or the computer, will get a handicap, and those handicaps consist of taking away some of their pieces, or just determining who will go first. There's also 2 skill levels for the AI opponent, amateur and professional. When you're playing, you hit the left-hand button to pick up a piece, move it around, and then hit the left-hand button to put it down again. You use the right-hand button to cancel the move. If you try to make an illegal move, there's a little buzzer, and the piece just goes back. Captured pieces go into the trays above and below the board, and it'll have a little count for the pawns as you collect more of them. Okay, some of the other pieces you get 2 of as well, but the pawns are the ones that you're likely to see a lot of numbers on. If a piece is going to be promoted, then it cycles back and forth between promote or don't promote on the right-hand side, and you have to press one of the buttons to choose what you want to do. There's a few pieces that lose an ability to move in certain directions when they promote, and that's why you might choose to not promote them. If you do choose to promote a piece, then they just drop a symbol in the middle of the tile, and it looks really off. As for how it plays, well, it's Shogi. I can play Shogi, but I am really, really awful at it. And in my absolutely, positively non-expert opinion, and only playing on the amateur difficulty, the AI didn't really feel great to me. It seemed to mainly focus on playing a very defensive game, which is an approach that you take if the AI isn't very smart. It's easier to defend than attack. As a Shogi game, Shogi Nyuumon is extremely bare bones. There's no game record, no game clock, you can't rewind moves, you can't set up board positions and play them out, you can't do anything except play a straight game of Shogi. Now, this is the second Shogi console game ever released, but even in 1985, there were examples of computer Shogi games that had more features than this that they could have worked from. The only nice thing I have to say here is that I like the use of the traditional Shogi handicaps. If you can't make a good AI, then at least give it a method to scale the difficulty another way. It's hard to see Shogi Nyuumon as anything other than a box to check off for your Super Cassette Vision library, and that goes for both collectors and Epoch themselves back in 1985. I'm afraid it's not even very interesting historically as a Shogi game. This is the Super Cassette Vision's Shogi game, and there's nothing else to say about it.